Okay, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are, whenever you are, whoever you are, saan ka man, pag pinapakinggan mo or pinapanood mo itong ating fourth episode, no? So, we'll talk about the basics of the visuals. We talked about our thoughts, and then we tried to find our stories, episode 2, and then episode 3, we tried to write our stories. Right now, we'll talk about the basics of visuals, no? So, remember, whenever we are asked to report sa klase natin, report in our offices, so these are very important for us to show and express the points that we are trying to deliver to our classmates, to our professors, to our fellow employees, no? And over the years, sa dinami-dami, sa dinalas-dalas, visuals have usually been synonymous to PowerPoint presentation, or kung ano man yung gamit nyo na sa school nyo or sa office nyo to prepare it, to present it, ganyan. However, before we get started, I just want to clear na kaya nga nakalagay dito is the basics, no? Kasi aside from PowerPoint, aside from the usual presentation mode whenever you present or report, marami ka pang pwedeng gamiting paraan for you to express your point aside from the usual projection. What if nasa liblib na lugar ka? Di ba? Hindi ka na makakapag-PowerPoint nun. So, you can use of many different things because, of course, our visuals is something that we are shown, you are shown in order for such as written statements. Yan. So, kung halimbawa magtataas ka lang ng placard, o pwede na siyang visual, di ba? Data series, ay, nako. Kung magre-report ka ng, kumbaga, para bang yung mga statistics, let's say, back in school, of course, sa thesis namin, we had to make a survey, no? So, kailangan namin i-present yon. So, especially sa yung mga trends, yan, tinitingnan yan. Pictures, videos, yan. And, of course, some items that we present. Now, for example, yung mga items back in, I think during my masteral days siguro yon. When I was stressing yung point ng pestle analysis na yung political legal aspect. Back then, wala pa yung tawag dito, yung graphic warning sa packs ng cigarettes sa Philippines. Right now kasi meron na, no? So, I used a carton or a pack of cigarettes in order to stress my point that with the present legal system, of course, wala pa yung ano, hindi pa siya required. Now that it is required or mandated by law, kung for those that are smokers, makikita ninyo na dun sa packet ng, actually kahit sa vape, no? May mga warning doon regarding the health risks of smoking. So I use that item. However, dito, maybe basic muna tayo, no? So here, it helps us to understand or remember information that are being presented to us. No, so sino nakaabot dito? Yan. Natatandaan niyo ba yung napakabigat na projector na yan, no? So let's take a quick walk down memory lane whenever we are trying to present, no, sa school or sa office. Dati no, pagandahan ng sulat, no? Pagandahan ng sulat kasi syempre, Manila paper, cartolina, and then of course, paunahan ng paghiram ng napakabigat na overhead projectors. I remember back then, itutupi namin yung Manila paper para at least meron kaming grid lines. Kasi hindi naman siya parang notebook eh, di ba? Until such time that we had LCD projectors and then TVs and LEDs. Right now, in most corporate boardrooms, naka-ano na, no? Naka-fix na yan sa mga offices nila, no? Kung saan sila nagmi-meeting whenever they would need to flash something. I was in I think 2 weeks ago na. So, I visited one Toastmasters club and medyo high-tech na dun sa ano, no, sa boardroom nila kung saan kami nagmi-meeting. Actually, ang daming LED, ang daming TV nila, TV monitors nila. And then andun yung mga proceedings ng meeting as we go along. Minsan nga lang, pag masyadong marami, nakakahilo na rin. But whatever works for them, no? So, here are some of the internet tips that we can get, no? Andali nyo lang i-google yan. So meron siyang tinatawag na 555. So, hindi ito yung sardinas, of course. 5 words, it's suggested that you can use 5 words on a single line, 5 lines of text on a single slide, and 5 slides that apply the first 2 rules in a row. So that's one of the tips na pwede nilang gawin para at least hindi siya masyadong loaded, no? Meron ding tinatawag na 6x6, no? So this is a suggestion to use no more than 6 lines of text per slide or no more than 6 words in each line of text. Kung titingnan natin, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So dito sa slide na to, meron akong 6 na meron akong 6 na lines. Kasi ayan, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And of course, kahit do sa 6x6, 1, 2, hindi pala. Yan, 6 words, di ba? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Oh, 3 times. Na-multiply ko na by 3 yung 6x6 na. So, what I'm driving at here is that hindi ko ginamit yung 555, hindi ko ginamit yung 6x6 dito sa slide na to. But still, kumbaga para bang nababasa nyo pa rin, di ba? No, isa pa, 777 rule naman, di ba? Ito naman, 7x7 rule in PowerPoint implies that you should use a maximum of 7 lines per slide with no more than 7 words in each line and a total of 7 slides per presentation. O, di ba? May 555, 666, 777. Ano na ba ngayon? November 24. Lampas na, no? Ang hintay na lang natin ay 12-12. 11-11, 12-12, 10-10. Yan. O, pang shopping naman yan. But here, as we move on with our presentation, we may follow this tips from the internet. There's also the 10-20-30 rule naman daw, no? So it's in a nutshell, it's suggested that a presentation should have 10 slides, last no more than 20 minutes, and contain no font smaller than 30 points. So, parang ang laki naman nun, di ba? Kasi actually, itong heading ko na to na internet tips, I think parang nasa 28 lang yata to, tapos naka-bold siya. But as you can see, it's quite readable naman, ano? And depende na lang, or it will probably depend on the projector screen. But if you'll scale it upwards, I'm sure this slide is still quite readable. Now, what am I driving at here? No, so those tips are nice. Those tips are really good to follow, but often it cannot be easily done. One thing is, what if you're reporting spreadsheet data? So in my class, meron akong financial management class back in siguro mga a little over a decade ago siguro yon. So pag nagpapa-report ako sa kanila, they would have to present data series in spreadsheets, no? Well, what we do is we summarize, no? So okay, papakita mo isang malaking spreadsheet diyan, and then we summarize the key points. Now this is where your skills, or where your presentation skills and your, how do I put this, how you write your story actually matters. Kasi pwede mo siyang pasabugin lang muna na bam, ito yung information. But with you having the mastery of the presentation that you are giving, you can zero in. No, so pwedeng sa next slide, okay, sa slide na to, parang isang malaking, kumbaga parang just to show them na, okay, meron pinanggagalingan yung next point ko. So from this big spreadsheet or big slide showing so much data, I will zero in on the next slide on the more important things. Or maybe, sabi ko kanina, di ba, you can use statements, data. So you can use you can state the data in such a way na, ito yung pinupunto ko dito. 'di ba? So for example, pag nag-show ka ng um, let's say nag-show ka ng balance sheet o ganyan or maybe income statement and then you drill down na, oops, so ito yung all those in the previous slide, ito yung buong income statement, but what I'm driving at here is the profitability. Or you may then follow it up with your computation of the ratios na pwede mong i-summarize point by point. Thing is, there's really no hard and fast rule on the number of lines that you can put in. Kasi minsan, lalo na sa school or sa corporate, may mga format pang prescribe. No? Yung SWOT matching, balance scorecard, or any school or office format na pwede ipagawa ng prof nyo or maybe ng organizers ng inyong meeting or organizers ng inyong conference. There's usually a prescribed format there. And sometimes it's hard to fit all of the things that you would like to say. It's also very hard na sundin yung 5 by 5, 6 by 6, 7 by 7, etc. Mahirap siyang sundin kasi nga meron kang format na minsan bibigay na lang nila, fill upan mo na lang. Now, the key there is what we discussed in the previous episode, yung pagsulat natin ng story. Kasi even though, minsan kahit na parang loaded yung slide na naka-flash, if you can zero in, pwede mo naman gamitin yung cursor mo or you can use tawag dito, yung laser pointer para mapakita mo na ito yung pinupunto ko, no? Ito yung pinupunto ng aking slides because after all, it's really meant to assist you, di ba? We'll go back to that later because yes, there are so many benefits of having a PowerPoint or having a slide on hand when you present. Actually, in most cases, hindi it's actually mandatory na meron kang slides, di ba? Can you imagine? Magre-report ka sa school nyo, wala kang visual aid, wala kang slides. Eh, labas ka na, di ba? Maybe next time na lang, next meeting ka na lang mag-report. Ganon din sa no? Ganon din sa corporate boardrooms ninyo kung meron man kayo mga team meetings, team engagements. So you'd have to use those data because those slides because one, it's like a bridge, no? It's like a bridge that helps you connect with your audience. When you have your slides, when you have your visuals, you can use it to gain better connection more than the words that you are telling them. As mentioned, dahil nga bridge, meron siyang connection, it generates or enhances interest in the report, speech, or presentation. So, una, it helps you connect. It then maintains the connection. Next, it grants us credibility, no? So, when we present facts, take note, facts, not opinions, facts. Okay? So, we all have many different opinions, but there's only one true fact. So, for example, meron kang present regarding your department's performance or maybe the research that you have done in your school. So you can establish your credibility by ensuring that the fact-based report that you are presenting are delivered efficiently to your audience, hence giving you credibility. And of course, staying power, no? It helps the audience stay with you, no? So parang imagine imagine re-report ka sa klase niyo, ma'am, sir, ma'am, ito po yung thesis namin. Ito po yung mga data na na-survey namin. Ito po yung income ranges. Sinasabi mo lang siya. Eh, hindi na masusundan yan kahit na mga kaklase mo, di ba? Ganon din sa office, no? If you're reporting something that requires them to maybe, minsan jot down notes pa nga di ba? So, it helps them stay with you kasi alam nila kung nasan ka na, kung ano na yung pinag-uusapan, and somehow, meron silang nakikita tungkol sa mga sinasabi mo. So again, it gives you a bridge, connection, credibility, and staying power. Another, it compresses information, no? So it provides you compression. So there are so many things that we'd like to say. Pero halimbawa, minsan pag nagpa-panel kami, hindi naman isang grupo, isang araw yan, di ba? So, minsan less than 30 minutes lang sila that they can present and then 15 minutes for us to ask questions. maybe 30 minutes din, no? 30-minute presentation, 30 minutes of question and answer for the panel. So, by efficiently doing your slides, doing your presentation, having that very all too important visual, you compress information to be relayed na at least kita na nila, hindi mo na kailangang ipaliwanag. So, balikan ko yung sinabi ko kanina about ano no, about sa smoking, no, nung ginamit kong example. So, I did not need to spend so much time explaining yung itsura ng pakete ng sigarilyo kasi pinakita ko na yung itsura ng pakete ng sigarilyo. You won't need to explain so much time, lalo na kung financials ang nire-report mo, talking about that financial kasi nandun na yung figures, di ba? Also, it provides us with a message boost. Now, it strengthens the statements that we are presenting kasi nakikita nila. So, let's say for example, economy, di ba? So, pag sinabi natin na the GDP is increasing for the past 10 years, kunwari na lang, no? The GDP is increasing for the past 10 years. And while you are saying that, present mo yung data, let's say coming from, of course, coming from a reputable source, showing a time series data na pataas yung GDP, meron kang trend, kaya nga, di ba kanina, data, di ba? So, nabuboost yung message na sinasabi mo. And finally, it promotes takeaways. As we began our presentation, di ba, sabi nga kanina, visuals helps us retain information. So, aside from the things that they are hearing, it's also important if they are seeing something. So we are getting information. Di ba nga, di mga senses natin, di ba? We get information from our sense of smell, sense of sight, sense of hearing. Kung halimbawa ang visual mo, kung halimbawa nung nag-present ka, nagsasalita ka lang. So ang na-activate lang is yung sense of hearing nila. A little bit siguro dun sa sense of sight kasi kung 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 presentable naman yung speaker, 'di ba? Lalo na kung halimbawa maganda yung speaker, uy. Masyadong ang problema nga lang pag maganda yung speaker or ang pogi ng speaker, baka na-overwhelm ng sense of sight, yung sense of hearing. Nakatunganga na lang, "Ay, ang pogi naman ito." Ganyan. So hindi 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 mo na naintindihan yung sinabi, no? Oh, that goes to show na sana okay din yung amoy natin, ano? Baka mamaya may amoy yung speaker nyo, imbis na naririnig yung message, baho naman ito. Ganyan. So, it promotes takeaways kasi it gives us another avenue, no? Another avenue for retaining information. Again, no? So, all the basics lang to, tatawid ako ng kaunti doon sa next episode, no? Let's say, may times na pag nagkaklase ako or nagtotalk ako individually, I do crowd work, no? So there is something that I do physically na kumbaga parang meron akong physical demonstration na somehow o meron pa silang sense of touch, nadadagdagan yung information receptors, no? Information receptors. So for this episode lang muna, I'm just trying to get the information to you guys na we are, aside from hearing, we are trying to bridge the information gap with seeing, no? With the sense of sight. So at least, no? At least using PowerPoints, aside from hearing, they're also seeing information. And by adjusting information receptacles, you promote the ease of retaining information. Diba? So, there are some key criteria na kailangan nating matandaan whenever we are crafting our visuals, no? Una, size matters. Oy, ano ba yan? Size matters. No? So, hindi pwede masyadong malaki, hindi rin pwede masyadong maliit. But, the key is it must reach all the way to the back. No? Kita sa likod. Next, it must be direct. It should promote understanding and connection, di ba? Wala nang kaya nag-slides ka nga para pa i-compress yung information, di ba? So, idiretso mo na. Clarity, no? So, it should simplify the concepts. And finally, continuity. You should be consistent with your visual style. ah, paano ba 'to? Kung mapapansin niyo, let's say the way I'm doing my presentation, 'di ba? Meron akong basic na template kung saan naglalagay lang ako ng ano, naglalagay lang ako ng statements that I'm trying to share with you. Now, as we prepare our own slides, if we can, kumbaga para ba kung ano yung font mo ng heading sa slide 1, sana hanggang sa end slide mo, yun din yung font mo ng heading. Kung ano yung font mo ng body sa slide 1, sana yun din yung font mo hanggang sa dulo. Hindi yung mag-iiba-iba ka pa ng font. Ganon din sa kulay, hindi yung paiba-iba ka ng kulay ng slides. So, by being consistent, 'di ba? Nare-retain natin yung attention ng audience natin. So, oo, take note, hindi lang pwedeng malaki. Dapat consistent ka rin, dapat diretso kang kausap, at dapat simplihan lang. Kung ano yung gusto mo, yun ang ipagawa mo. Kung ano yung gusto mong mangyari, yun ang sabihin mo. So again, size matters. You must be direct, provide clarity, and of course, ensure continuity when you are making your PowerPoint presentations. Now, from McLean, here are some 3 general guidelines. Now, a little bit of do's and don'ts. Una, do make a clear connection between your words and the visual aid for the audience. This is quite challenging for ano no, for online meetings pag nagahang. Kasi baka mamaya, let's say for example, nauna yung slide ko, no? Hindi pala, nauna ako sa slide ko. Parang, di ba nakaka-frustrate yun na para bang, ang dumadating pa lang sa inyo, here are the 3 general guidelines to follow. Pero naka-flash na yung point 1. Ang binabasa ko pa lang is yung heading, pero nasa point 1 na yung nakalabas sa visual aids nyo. So, di ba nakaka-frustrate siya? Now, that is more unforgivable pag face-to-face yung meeting nyo, di ba? So, baka mamaya, you're trying to explain something, but your slides are showing another point. Diba? So make sure that there is that clear connection. If you're talking about if you're talking about the research presented in your class, let's say you're talking about income brackets, make sure na yung kwento mo is related dun sa slide ng income brackets na na-research mo for your particular thesis. If you're comparing financials, kunwari, back then, dun sa Finman class ko nung college. So I'd ask them to research on audited financial statements of different hotels. So if they're comparing the assets, for example, of Hotel 1 versus Hotel 2, they should they should ensure that the story that they are sharing are related to the figures that are being presented on the screen. Hindi yung sasabihin mo na, oh, yung asset nitong Hotel A, ano, meron silang pool, etc. Ganyan. Those are assets actually. Tapos, ang naka-flash naman sa screen mo is yung ano, yung mga financial assets nila. So, mas maganda if you're gonna talk about physical assets, i-flash mo muna yon, and then you flash the financial data that are related to the pictures that you might be flashing to support your argument. Again, make that clear connection. Sunod is, do not distract the audience with your visual aid, no? Blocking their view of you or adjusting the visual aid repeatedly while trying to speak. Kung ano man, minsan kasi guilty tayong lahat dito. Or siguro ano, gamitin ulit natin yung prinsipyo ng safeguard. Baka naman 99.99% sa atin ay guilty dito na naghahabol tayo ng slide. Doon ako, naranasan ko yun, no? Night before, may ina-adjust pa ako sa, ano, sa PowerPoint presentation ko. So, minsan pagdating ko doon, ay, may wrong spelling pala ako. Ginawa ko, alam nga namang doon pa ako mag-adjust ng slide sa harapan ng madlang people, no? Nagpe-present na ako. Diretso na lang, kiber, kung ano. Kiber doon sa wrong spelling. Pero yun yung mali doon eh. I should have been able to correct that if I was able to finish my presentation earlier. Now, minsan din, no, parang yung visual aid natin na nabablock tayo, or kumbaga parang pag naka-flash siya, hindi na tayo masyadong kita, or tayo mismo rin yung humaharang sa visual aid natin. Kaya nga itong next point, papatayin ko muna yung video ko para as I gave to you the next point, hindi ako nakaharang, di ba? So, do speak to your audience. Napaka-importante nito. Not to the whiteboard, the video, or other visual aids, but to your audience. In episode 2, yun yung nakwento ko na, na minsan yung mga kaklase ko, masyado silang masipag gumawa ng visual aid. Nakasulat na lahat. Kumbaga, nandun na lahat yung gusto nilang sabihin, nandun na lahat sa visual aid nila. Sipag nilang gumawa eh. So, tayo bilang tao, kung nandun na lahat ng gusto nating sabihin, naka-flash na sa screen, ano yung normal na reaction natin bilang tao? Eh di ba basahin na lang natin yun. So, dahil binabasa na lang nila yon, eh di inisip ko, hintayin ko na lang yung handouts. Total, bibigay din naman nila yun eh. Hindi na ako nainig. Kasi parang hindi naman ako yung kausap eh. Diba parang parang nakakalungkot yun, no? Parang imagine, nag-uusap tayo to sa iba ka nakatingin, di ba? Ako tingnan mo pag ako ang kausap mo. So ganun din pag nagpe-present tayo. Yes, parang kung iisipin mo, ang dami namang nakikinig eh. Ay, sorry. Ang dami mo namang audience, hindi naman lahat yan nakikinig. Eh kung hindi mo pa sila kakausapin, paano pa sila lalo makikinig, di ba? So, imagine yourself na meron ka talagang, well, technically, hindi mo na kailangan imagine kasi meron ka naman talagang mga taong kausap. Siguro imagine mo na lang na kausap mo yung dinidate mo. Na ibig sabihin nun, pag kausap mo yung kadate mo, tututukan mo siya, di ba? Tututukan mo, bibigyan mo ng atensyon. Di ba? Hindi mo hahayaan na mababad ang atensyon mo sa ibang bagay, sa ibang tao, di ba? So halimbawa, meron kang kadate, no? May dumaang maganda or may dumaang pogi. Sulyap lang. Huwag nang sundan, 'di ba? Titingnan mo lang, huwag mo nang tititigan, sabi nga ng isang kaibigan ko, no? Tingnan mo na lang, huwag mo nang titigan. At lalong huwag mo nang tatandaan. 'Di ba? So, again, do make a clear connection, do not distract the audience, and please speak to your audience. Sunod is the color. Na banggit ko na to kanina, no, na dapat how do I put this? Dapat consistent tayo sa colors na ginagamit natin. So we have to also ensure na yung ginagamit natin na kulay is not at all distracting. So for example, take this slide. I have a black font, kulay puti yung background, tapos meron akong ito, yung kulay blue lang na yung design lang ng slide. Hindi siya overpowering, 'di ba? Kasi baka mamaya ang ganda-ganda ng kulay mo na overpower niya na yung message. And we're fortunate that we were given this color wheel by Michael Hernandez. So it shows the primary colors, red, blue, and yellow. Secondary colors, and of course the combination, yung tertiary colors natin. So for many of us na medyo madalas nang gumagawa ng presentation, ganito lang naman yung itsura niya, no? Yan. So, hindi niyo naman na kailangan maging masyadong technical when you are using that color wheel. Baka kailangan lang nating maging logical sa paggamit, no? Kung halimbawa masyado ng masakit sa mata, wag na nating pilitin sa slide natin. Kung halimbawa, let's say yung font natin is hindi na nababasa because of the background, wag na, ibahin na natin, di ba? Or maybe, kumbaga, tanggalin natin yung background, or maybe we change the color of our fonts. Or maybe, use it on the next slide, di ba? And of course, yung, sabi ko nga kanina, dapat consistent ka. So kung ano man yung color combination mo when you started your presentation, I hope that you will maximize all efforts to end with that color combination, di ba? So, first of as we close, no, as we end, please take to heart, take it into your hearts as presenters, estudyante ka man or office worker ka man, that your presentation is not meant to replace you. Hindi ka pwedeng palitan ng ano, no, ng presentation material mo, 'di ba? For example, yan. Ito ay screenshot ko dun sa isang slide na ginamit ko nung medyo bata-batang teacher pa ako at nagmamadali akong mag-present, no? Di ba, ang sakit sa mata? Bakit? Ang dami nakasulat. Diba? So, technically, pwede na akong ano, ito yung sinasabi ko na kung ang lahat ng slides mo, ay kung ang lahat ng gusto mong sabihin ay nasa slide mo, there's a big chance na, ano sabi ko kanina, if everything is written there, there's the temptation na you read everything as well. Although, when I presented this, hindi ko naman siya binasa verbatim, still, it's quite boring already. 'Di ba? Lahat nandiyan eh. Lahat nakasulat na. Isang bagsakan, no? What I could have done here is baka pwedeng nag-point by point ako. Let's say dito sa qualities of social entrepreneurs, one slide for ambitious, may picture, mission driven, may picture, etc. Ganyan. Pero medyo nagmamadali ako nitong part na to. Hindi siya dahilan. Hindi siya dahilan. Pero yun nga, no, para bang ang nangyari na lang is I was able to relate many different stories na lang in order for them to, kumbaga para bang, to prevent them from falling asleep all throughout the class. But at least may visual aid, meron akong naging parang saklay lang. Still, this actually stresses the point that the presentation is not meant to replace us. Diba? Pwede nating gawan ng paraan. The thing is that our presentation, your presentation is meant to empower you. In my EcoDev class, no, economic development, we were talking about poverty. I was trying to explain to my class the social issues, and of course, one of which is poverty. Isang slide lang, ang dami na naming napagkwentuhan, napag-usapan sa klase with this one slide. Isang picture. Diba? Sabi nga nila, diba, a picture paints 1,000 words. So with this slide, yung mga students ko, we were able to discuss so much about the issue of poverty and how economic development can help alleviate those things. And what's good about it is that some of them actually are not privileged students, no? Kumbaga, marami akong mga estudyante na hindi nakatulad ko nung college na hindi masyadong blessed sa financial resources. And by seeing this, somehow na-uplift din sila na medyo swerte pa pala ako kahit papano. So ang gagawin ko, mas pag-uusayan ko pa. So if your presentation empowers you, you can then share that empowerment to your audience. Diba? You can share that empowerment to your audience. Oy, may mga na-close kaming accounts. O, di ba? Hindi lang ikaw ang masaya, lahat masaya. Ay, we were able to improve on our operational efficiencies. Hindi lang ikaw ang masaya, lahat masaya. Hindi lang ikaw ang empowered. Everybody is empowered because the reason why we are presenting is to gain understanding, get better connection, gain support, and maybe give support as well. Diba? So, as we end this, please remember that no amount of technology can complement a bad message. So kahit na anong galing mo sa visual aids, may mga kung ano-anong animation ka pang gumagalaw, kung hindi maganda ang message mo or kung hindi maayos ang pagkasulat ng message mo, it will not make up for it. Also, kahit na mag-combine yan, even if you have a well-written message and you have great technology supporting you, if you're bad at delivery, it will also not connect with your audience. So, beyond the glitz and glamour of your slides, please remember that you are your message. So you better give it Jutes a thought. So hopefully this small kwentuhan of ours, medyo napagkwentuhan natin, makatulong sa paggawa natin ng presentation sa school natin, sa office natin. Actually, pwede nga rin gawa to na yung ibang kung gusto mag-propose, yan. So ano yung mga visuals? Next episode, we will discuss siguro baka hindi pa next episode. But we will have another episode discussing about medyo advanced na visuals. Ito kasi basic, no? We'll talk about yung visuals na demonstrations, meron kang items, ganyan. But for this episode, I'll leave you with these thoughts. And hopefully, if you enjoy this episode, if you find entertainment or a little bit of knowledge, a little bit of learning, masaya na ako doon, please like and share to your friends. So again, I would just like to stress this out before ako magpaalam for our episode. No amount of technology can complement a bad message. No amount of technology and well-written message can help a bad delivery. So beyond the glitz and glamour of your slides, remember, you are your message. So be sure to give it Jutes a thought.